justice is meant for anyone but us.
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Bonjour à tout le monde. Monday. Buenos noches. We are here. One of the last bouts of the Southern Fried Regional Poetry Slam. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the 29th annual Southern Fried Regional Poetry Slam. And this is the virtual edition. At SoFried, we believe Black Lives Matter. We support and believe in the rights of our LGBTQ community. And we believe every person should have equal access to living their best lives physically, spiritually, and artistically. We encourage you to be respectful of everyone's identity and remember that every person on the stage has equal value. At Southern Fried, we judge poems, not people. Hello, hello, hello. My name is Pages Matam. I will be your host for this bout 17 of the Southern Fried Poetry Slam. Tonight, you will see 4 teams of poets and up to 2 independent poets from the Southeast and beyond competing for a chance to get onto the final stage this Saturday afternoon for the Indies and Saturday night for the team competition. If you are present in a Zoom bout, please make sure to mute your microphones and turn your cameras off when you are not performing. Judges, we do ask that you keep your cameras remaining during the entirety of the poems and the bout. This bout is attended by poets who are logging in from all around the world. So please give their poetry your love and undivided attention. In a poetry slam, there is no music, there are no costumes or props, and each poet will be performing their own original work. Poems may be up to 3 minutes long, but after a 10-second grace period, the performer loses points for going over time. You may see groups of poets performing team pieces. That is normal and highly encouraged. We have pre-selected judges this year, and all my judges, can y'all wave right quick? All my judges wave right quick. Wave, my judges. We got Rashid, okay, okay. We got Adrienne, okay, okay. We got Prioti, okay, okay. We got Sharita, okay, okay. Frickin'. And we got Sarah, okay, okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Y'all are looking good. Y'all are looking vibrant. Thank you all judges for coming in and doing this work. Now, these judges, they are not affiliated with the poets performing tonight, but we are excited to find out what you all think. These judges are our poetry experts tonight, but feel free to use the chat, whether you're on YouTube or Zoom or wherever you're tuning in from. Use the chat to let the judges know whether you agree with them or not. You can also use the reaction buttons to show support for the poems because we are Team Clap for everybody, okay? Team Clap for everybody. If you're joining us via live stream, leave us comments, use your emojis. Feel free to interact with us on social media and share with your friends. Judges, Do not let the audience sway you tonight because you are the experts. You will be judging the poems by giving them scores of between a 0.0 to a 10.0. You'll be evaluating the poems with the criteria of creativity in writing, originality in the content, with voice, with the execution of performance, and the overall poem. We ask that you remain as consistent as possible with your scoring throughout the entirety of the night. We want to avoid a little thing called score creep, and also be very objective with your scoring. So if somebody comes up and does a poem about how much they love their partner and you happen to hate your ex, don't judge them down because of that. Judge them for the quality of the poem, not because your ex was a shitty person. All right, beautiful. If you like the poetry you hear tonight, we will post the contact information for all of the poets so that you can purchase their merchandise. Southern Fried merchandise is also available on our websites, and tickets to Final Stage can be purchased through our Eventbrite. Final Stage is tomorrow afternoon for indies, tomorrow night for teams. We would love to have you join us as these poets battle for the 2021 championship. Before we get the slam going, we need to have a calibration poet. Now, this poet is not part of the competition judges, but you'll be judging them as if they are in the competition, all right? Judges, you will use this poet's score as a sort of your baseline of reference for the poems you're going to hear tonight. So for example, after this calibration poet, or the sacrificial poet as we like to call them, if you give them a score of a 7.1, every poem you like more should be getting higher than a 7.1. Any poem you like less should be getting lower than a 7.1, all right? So without no further ado, I need y'all to start clapping right now from wherever you're from. Start clapping right now. Show a whole lot of love for our sacrificial poet in Bout 17, JJ loves to teach. Give it up, 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 give it up for Johnny Jones, AKA JJ loves to teach.
Mic check, can you hear me?
You are good to go. We can hear you.
Welcome to my Injustice League, where justice is meant for anyone but us. So we made a league of just us, but ever since our conception, they marveled at our milestones. Amazed at a different view of 76 like Ivo. We were looking for a messiah and no one came. I guess it's hard to look up to an icon when you're staring down rockets, man. And little boys carrying hawkers in the Dakotas yelling death to the Superman, that's funny. Because the media portray that as a shot to the system, but I can't blame these young men when they survive staring down Iron Man. What, static? And school systems tell us to pledge our allegiance to Captain America and it'll be great again. But they don't share our history. See, to them, there's no such thing as a good Black Panther. But why did such a movie become a juggernaut in the box office? Oh, I get it. Captain America was a double agent for Hydra playing Two-Face games, and my ancestors became the killing joke. The question was elongated in the Flash. No wonder they selling us Aquaman. It's because we become test subjects to water crises, and I haven't even drawn my flintlocks yet. But they throw the Bible at me to keep me in my place. Ain't that crazy? How reading the book of Luke keeps us caged from the fact that this brother's voodoo is so powerful. But I want that energy, so I chase the green like Sinestro, but that's the only time I'll reference my Black chakra. I want to let this freedom ring, but my circle keeps me pushed to the core, so you will never see these lanterns deceased. First name John, last name Jones, so put some respect on the name of this manhunter. I heard there's a Trump card being sent. There's a Trump card being played that sends sentinels to X-Men. And that made me think about Breonna Taylor. Rest in peace, Queen. But I'm still trying to figure out why we're so quiet when we heard how a general striker. But see, folks just want to pretend they're blind like Cyclops and got the nerve to wonder why there's a civil war lurking. And out of the ashes, we saw a phoenix rise, burning down the watchtowers of Minnesota. There's no amount of infinity stones that are going to save you from the race of people who inhabit the X gene, aka this melanin blessing who are about to Hulk smash because they're always angry. It's Challenge Day in Wakanda. And I want to challenge the system of oppression in America, but SHIELD stands for supremacy held in Elder Legion's DNA. So is that why they killed off the natives? They were scared of war paths being forged by Apache chiefs? We yelling hands up. Don't shoot. Please don't kill my vibe reverse flash. You should be lucky that these thoughts are inside my head. My Injustice League would have created an apocalypse, and my psychosis can't handle another Deadpool. Our people are tired of being living tesseracts, walking mindlessly into their own double consciousness. And this is why I am Groot. So family, thank you for allowing me to address in the Justice League. No universe is safe. Thank you.
Hey, all right, all right, all right, all right. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up for our sacrificial poet, JJ Loves to Teach. Yes, 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 yes. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Judges, judges, start getting your scores together. It's going to be a quick turnaround, y'all. It's going to be a quick turnaround, and y'all are going to be getting real familiar until y'all got the process down so easy. It's going to be beautiful. All right, drop them scores for me, judges. I got 1, I got 2, I got 3, I got 4, and I got a freaky 5 from Sarah. Our 5th judge got me in the boom. Perfect. There we go. There you go. Awesome. Sounds beautiful. All right. So from lowest to highest, I'll be reading the scores from lowest to highest. We have a 7.6, and then we have a 7.8. Then we have an 8.4, an 8.6, and a 9.2, but make some noise for the poet and not for the score. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Y'all are doing amazing. All right. So in this bout, we will be hearing from these teams representing Richmond, Virginia, the Writer's Den. Representing St. Louis, Missouri, we got the St. Louis Poetry Slam. Representing Accra, Ghana, we have Eha La Casa. And representing Berkeley, California, we got FDK, all right? These are the 4 teams. Make some noise for these teams that will be competing. And then we have our indies. We got Honest John Stevens out of Lakewood, California. And then we got Gwen C out of Louisville, Kentucky. All right, these are all the competitors that you will see in bout 17. So let's get this first rotation started. On deck is Team B. On deck is Team B, but Team A right now is bringing up a poet by the name of Colin Edmonds. Give it up for Team A, represented by Colin Edmonds.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
People like to ask me how I smoke so much weed when I have asthma. But in my hood, marijuana smoke ain't what niggas are actually choking on here. Asthma and cannabis are the dynamic duo. I mean, I know more niggas carrying inhalers than Glocks. Albuterol is the only strain we got in rotation. Puff, puff, pass, all our drugs prescription here. My city likes to look at the white folks across the water. We say something's wrong with them, that they live in a carefree bubble. It must be something in the air and it smells like privilege, and privilege smells like clean oxygen. The way the grass is always greener on the other side of the bridge, because over there, even the plants breathe a little bit better. Truth be told, clean air has never been part of my city's history. How do you think niggas got here in the first place? There is no deeply rooted history of blackness in my city. Most families still got living generations that remember being uprooted from places like Texas, Alabama, Arkansas. The local refinery lured most of our grandparents out of the deep South with promises of wealth from the oil trade. World War II brings even more job opportunities working in the shipyards, and that's when you can call Richmond, California, a black city. When niggas can work an 80-hour work week and only get paid in asbestos. Asthma, mesothelioma. My people came here to poison themselves out of poverty, to leave a legacy for future generations, only to help poison the air with the same toxins that would kill their children. And I wonder, if my grandmother knew that her legacy would kill, would she have migrated here in the first place? Traded a charcoal cross for a black lung? Would she have worked her entire life just to pass down another burden? Because my inheritance is an oxygen mask, a stuttered breath, calm instructions of breathe in, breathe out, like I somehow just forgot how to breathe or never really bothered to learn. So you tell me, do you think this blunt's gonna do shit? Like my lungs can't hold more smoke than a Swisher can produce? Like I ain't had the cough before I had the habit? Believe me, I've spent most of my life wheezing. Be glad I'm smoking this gas instead of their gas. This is, after all, the cleanest breath I have ever taken. Thank you.
All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise, make some noise for our first poet, Team A with Colin Edmonds. Yes, 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 yes. All right, Team B, make sure you send in to me. Please let me know who you will be sending up next. Let me know who you will be sending up next. All right, boom, boom, boom. Got all the scores for our judges. Fantastic. So from lowest to highest, we have a 7.7. Then we have a 7.8. Then we have an 8.1, an 8.7, and an 8.9. Make some noise for the poet and not for the score, y'all, and not for the score. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Total score for our sacrificial poet was a 24.8, 24.8. And right now, continuing this rotation, Team C, you are on deck. Team C, you are on deck. But Team B is bringing up a poet by the name of Natty. Natty to the stage, Natty to the virtual stage.
Long before the invasion of our colonial vampires, we lived as kings and queens to rule empires with our own systems of governments that never run tired. So please spare me the fairy tale of we living as savages and barbarians long before the gun fired. We were the masters of trade. We knew our worth from the market, so we were never afraid. Anytime we stepped on stage, the rest of the players ran for cover because it was Mufasa, the king in the lion's cage. By natural design, our kings and queens were walking treasures. So divine they were adorned in riches and wealth that could not be measured. So evidence was a shine to the rest of the kingdoms called us blessed. Poverty was far from our doorsteps because gold dust was around the place that we all slept. We were rich in our cultures and traditions until we got introduced to subtractive additions. Long before westernization and the need for school, our forefathers were blessed with divine wisdom to lead and rule. With our warriors brave as lions and as strong as the bull. Look, we fear no man so long as you had blood running in you. It was our forefathers who wore lips as bulletproof. When our people they go far past this guns, check and shall know the truth. Our fathers communicated in calabashes and in pots long before came the phone booth. You can call it you or black magic, but back in the day, who dare you to be lawless? We had very little need for medical doctors because our plants and herbs, our herbalists were just flawless. Africa is the home of spirituality. Long before colonialism, we practiced Islam, yet to practice Christianity. However, our true identity is neither found in organized religion nor in any system designed to abuse us. We were never a dark continent because you knew God and the boy knew us. We were way ahead in technology prior to the invention of computers. So study the hieroglyphics and the monolithic Egyptian pyramids of Giza, the great Zimbabwe ruins of Mount Vingo, built with granite without the use of mortar, the incivility of the Igbo people, the vast script of Liberia. So why they thought we saved when ancestors were uncivilized and illiterate, historical massacre. And those who believe in these lies are nothing but hypocrites. Because right before our very own eyes lies the truth of our very beautiful heritage. And in this, you and I ought to take pride and choose to celebrate, to tell the stories of our forefathers and how they were more glorious than all others. Tell the stories of kings, Mansa Musa, Ramesses, Hannibal, Akhenaten, Sahaka, Makeda, Yasantua, Nzinga, Nefertari, Otetutu, Cleopatra, Timbuktu, Shaka the Zulu. For a people who fail to tell their own story will soon lose their glory. So with one voice, let us tell the stories of old. With one voice, let us tell the stories untold. And with this same voice, let the glory and majesty of Africa once again begin to unfold. May we no longer be known for war, misery, corruption, poverty, and coup d'etat. For our blood is of royalty. Kings and queens are who we are. Thank you.
Hey, hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up for the team represented by Natty. Team B represented by Natty. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, judges, let's see it, let's see it. Let's see it. Drop them scores for me, drop them scores for me. All right, got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4, got 5. Total score for the previous poet out of Team A was a 24.6. That is the total score for our previous poet out of Team A, 24.6. So now, for the scores for our current poet, Natty, we have from lowest to highest, a 7.3. Then we have a 7.7. Then we have a 7.9, an 8.0, and an 8.0. But make some noise for the poet and not for the score. Yes, 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 yes. All right, Team D, you are on deck. Team D, you are on deck. But coming up right now is Team C with their video group piece. All right, they'll be bringing up a group piece. It is a video group piece. All right, give it up, give it up, give it up. Make some noise for Team C.
see us in the day, all hard body, even harder emotions, we gargoyles. A chip off the old block, I mean we chisel. We build by subtraction, we build already broken. We stoic destruction, but I mean we men. We hard, this ain't soft corners, this ain't easy on the eyes. We mouthful of dynamite, we earthquake fists, we blueprint for disaster. We are one big muscle, and we get judged by how much destruction we leave behind once we flex. We high, we mighty, we high and mighty, we godlike, we overseers, we pedestal, we wish a nigga would step, we protectors, we possessive, we privileged. This ain't for the faint of. We're not allowed to have a heart here. We hollow, we desert like tear ducts. Our tears belong to a wasteland where only apologies grow, but never bloom. That looks too much like weakness, and we men. There's no place for the weak here. We watch the lesser of us get eaten alive, and we won't be prey, and we won't pray for change, because that won't stop the predators. So we hunters, we sole providers. We can't afford to know failure, or fear, or inferior, or pain, or joy. But when the sun goes down, and the armor falls off, and we are allowed to live, and we are allowed our human emotions, when we are allowed to move from up under the cloak of masculinity, our hearts become transparent. You find out that we're not always made of solid earth. We can be vulnerable. Our tears erode the stone surface of us. That doesn't make us weak, just tired of holding back the tides of our worries. And it's okay to cry, to skin our insecurities across the gauntlet of society. Let it scab over our egos, wipe away the lack thereof, the hurt, and carry on. And it's okay to mess up. We don't have to be perfect. We sometimes let the ground sink beneath our feet. We try to run to stay afloat. Our bones are fractured, but we pretend nothing is wrong. Our fathers told us this is how you grow, boy. Toughen up, boy. You fight like a girl. You cry like a baby. You don't need a hug. You need a tampon. Be a man. Stop that. That's gay. Having emotions doesn't make me less of a man. They make me a human one. But they are molding us into gargoyles. All our emotions trapped in the shadows. All our masculinity set in stone. All yes sir, all chin up and chest out, and always trying to be disciplined. But we ask ourselves, when do we become men? Our skin hard armor, still waiting to form. Too soft to build grit, to break. And know it's okay to be broken, son. Never stays down for too long. It's okay not to be okay. Pain is weakness leaving the body. Sharp edges and cuts make you strong, and you must be solid, and you must be immovable, like granite, like marble, like gargoyles.
All right, all right, all right. Yes, 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 yes. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for the poets out of Team C with the group piece, with the group piece. All right, total score for our last poet Natty out of Team B was a 23.6, 23.6. All right, judges, let's see your scores for Team C. I got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4, got 5. Oh, these judges are on point. Loving it. From score lowest to highest, we have an 8.9. And then we have a 9.0, a 9.1, a 9.2, and a 9.5. Make some noise for the poet and not the score. All right, all right, all right. On deck, Team B, you are on deck for our second rotation to be started off. Team B, you are on deck. But Team D, who are you sending up? Please send me who y'all sending up. Write it for me. Somebody let me know. Who are you sending up? They're sending up a poet by the name of Roscoe Burnhams. Give it up for Team D, y'all. Give it up, give it up, give it up for Team D.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. We can hear you.
My son flutters through the house, arms out in no direction like a butterfly, playing tag with his own shadow. One Halloween, a butterfly is what he asked to be, unprompted. He knows nothing of what society associates with fancy colors and flutter. He just fucking loves butterflies. I don't know if you know how hard it is to find a boy butterfly costume, but there ain't one. They are all meant for girls. They are all flowy dresses and monarch gowns, fairies turned multicolored insect, but we bought one because my baby wanted one. And there he was, Our orange, black, satin, frilly bottom, wingspan, bright as a summer. My son was 3 at the time. Doesn't know what a dress is. Never addresses it as a dress when he sees it. Just imagines himself dressed to the nines and draped royally, free from his chrysalis. Now, when I was a boy, I was told we couldn't be butterflies. At best, we could be wasps. We could sting or be stung, but never chrysalis. A chrysalis hardens and births a rainbow. A chrysalis allows what's inside to become new. And I was taught that boys don't rainbow. Boys can scab. A scab hardens, then births a scar. Like boys may make it out of their childhood, but may always be scarred by it. You know, he was so fascinated with butterflies that we learned a few things, like how some wings are poisonous. And ain't that a metaphor for a boy born into toxic, carrying it on his body, on his back, dangerous, when he just wants to be beautiful, wants to stop and smell the roses. My son always stops mid-stride to admire a flower or the sky or the beauty and just being alive, a kaleidoscope of emotions and always breaking free. But that is what scares me most, because butterflies are so easy to break. And I'm worried that some human will rip away his delicate innocence. I learned that when you touch a butterfly's wings, it kills a million tiny scales. This is when a monarch loses its color. This is when a boy forgets that he's beautiful. But if you stay perfectly still, then a butterfly, it will rest on you. So now, I am trying to soften my primitive hands so that he lives like a butterfly and doesn't die like a man. Instead, I admire him in his butterfly costume as he twirls and boasts and still plays with all those trucks and trains and little boy things. And sometimes, y'all, he will rest his head on my palm as if to tell me, thank you for giving me wings. And all of this happens while I'm in my own shell, learning from him how to be free.
Hey, 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 make some noise, make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. Give it up for the poet out of Team D, Roscoe Burnhams. All right, all right, all right, all right. Judges, drop them in there, drop them in there. All right, I got 1, I got 2. Freaky. Got 3, got 4, and got 5. All right. So total score for our previous poets out of Team C, the group P's, was a 27.3. And now the scores for Team D, from lowest to highest, we have a 9.0. Then we got a 9.3, 9.7, our first 10, and our second 10 of the evening. Make some noise for the poet and not for the score. All right. That is the end of our first rotation. We're moving into round 2, y'all. Round 2. Let's keep this truck going. On deck is Team C. But Team B, who are you sending up? Team B, who you sending up? Team B, who you sending up? Team B. Team B, who you sending up? Team B, who you sending up? Who you sending up? Team B, who y'all sending up? Who you sending up, Team B? Who y'all sending up? Who y'all sending up, Team B? Who y'all sending up? Who y'all sending up, Team B? Who y'all sending up? Who y'all sending up, Team B? Who y'all sending up? Okay, who y'all sending up, Team B? Who y'all sending up, Team B? It looks like a group.
It's going to be a group piece.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, give it up for the poets out of Team B with a group piece.
You think we should tell them?
Yes, we should.
Are you sure we should tell them?
We should. Enough of the secret.
Then let's tell them.
Okay.
Do not fall in love with a poet.
They tell you how they love you too, but in truth, you are just muse for their acts. Just another living, breathing body of a diary. All you do is hold their inspiration, you see?
You do not fall in love with a poet. Your every smile becomes a metaphor. Every moment shared a simile, every kiss another punchline. Your lovemaking, depending on whether good or bad, becomes one epic erotica or another very funny satire. You see, you do not fall in love with a poet. A poet is like a comic. Before you realize you are the topic at their next gig.
And when they tell you they don't want to write your breakup poem,
Believe me, they've tried or are still trying.
they are just waiting for the right moment.
When all the words fit, when you no longer bring to them the spark, they will make you the reason behind every dark poem about themselves. You do not write, you do not fall in love with a poet when they tell you how your eyes sparkle. Close it.
When they tell you how beautiful you are when you blush.
Brown, when they tell you how your smile lights up their world. Turn it off.
When they tell you they've seen nothing like you before.
Believe them.
But do not let it into your head.
What they really mean is
you've helped them reach a part of their art
they've never reached before. When they say that you are poetry,
it's just to say they've not found way to break you down yet.
When they say that you are beautiful, they just see you falling into beautiful words existing and yet to be created.
You do not fall in love with a poet.
When they are done writing about you, they'll move on to their next inspiration. You do not fall in love with a poet.
When they are done writing about you, they'll move on to their next inspiration.
You do not fall in love with a poet. When they are done writing about you, they'll move on to their next inspiration.
Hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for the poets out of Team B with the group piece. Yes, 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 yes. Total score for our previous poet out of Team D, Roscoe, was a 29 even, 29 even. All right, judges, let's see them, let's see them. I got one score, boom. Got two scores, boom, boom. Got three scores, boom, boom, boom. Four scores, boom, 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 boom. And the fifth score, Judge 4. Oh, you already dropped that chart. Oh, I didn't even see. Oh, wow, wow, wow. That's on me. That's on me. Wow, wow. You were so quick. You just had that joint already ready. I've been waiting for that. Anyways, scores for Team B. Scores for Team B. We got from lowest to highest a 7.3, and then we got an 8.2, an 8.4, an 8.9, and an 8.9. Make some noise for the poets and not for the score, y'all. Make some noise for the poets and not for the score. Judges, y'all are fast. Woo, y'all get me out the way. I love it. I love it. On deck is Team D. On deck is Team D. But coming up right now, Team C is sending up a poet by the name of Hams. Give it up, give it up, give it up for the poet representing Team C by the name of Hams.
Hello?
Yep, we can hear you.
Peace. We are peace. We are not just a piece of a puzzle. We are the puzzle. Pieced together by piece. Piece by piece. Squarely rooted back to the planet that keeps us complete, and our completed planet isn't missing any pieces. That is how I know we are all completed puzzles. That is how I know our piece is important, because a completed puzzle isn't missing any pieces. So what is it that we think that we are missing? Whatever it is, I guarantee it will not bring us peace, but it just may divide. Divide us into pieces of the people we were before making additional subtractions. Bend us out of shape to the point that our inner peace begins to look different. Influence our image to the point that we can't recognize our form, because what is foreign can't be forced to fit. Therefore we become forced to fight, forced to dig, forced to bury our peace in the dirt that once covered that which we now seek, the dirt that due to our fears begins to freeze, because we can't find warmth in our degrees, now resembling dry ice, our hearts turn cold. This is the day the eyes dry and the pains no longer allows tears to flow. This is the day that will resemble a drought near the soul. The day we'll recognize that our appetites have taken control, leaving us full of hunger and forced to wander into the darkness with our hands out front like a zombie searching for its master, searching for its mind. That which allows it to seek and explain. It was the pieces from other puzzles that could only bring us pain, making us blind to our true royalty, to the point that when we go with the flow, we don't even appreciate our reign, and that's when the tears begin to pour. The tears begin to stain the soils of our foundation, and we begin to sink deep into a place where we begin to think, and then we begin to plead. We begin to see that our peace didn't freeze, but it was freed. Buried in the dirt at the beginning of this piece, it was a seed, squarely rooted back to the planet that keeps it complete. It sprouts into its path of ascent like a tree, a rebirth from the earth that occurs to curb our appetites, that encourages us to be and pursue what is right, recognize what is great despite the fools in our sight, because we don't let that bit of shade dim our eternal light, because our self-determination ensures that we remain bright, because we too create life, because we reflect the sun, because we are like the moon, solid as a rock. We are the ones that complete this geode that is our puzzle of a planet, because we are its pieces, meaning we are its gems. And this is our gem. Peace.
Hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for the poet representing Team C by the name of Hams. Yes, all right. Total score for our previous poets with the group piece was a 25.5. All right, so from our judges for Team C, from lowest to highest, we have a 7.0, then we have an 8.0, then we have an 8.3, a 9.3, and a 9.9. Make some noise for the poet and not for the score. All right. Team A, you are on deck. Team A, you are on deck. Team D, let me know who y'all sending up. Who y'all sending up? Team D, who are you sending up? Team A, Team D is sending up a poet by the name of Megan Rickman Blackwood. Give it up for the poet representing Team D.
Hello.
You are good to go.
An open love letter from a toilet to a believer. It is cold here without you. Most nights are spent shaking against the bathroom floor, shivering my tears into the shallow cracks of the tile and trying to figure out how you think you could leave me. You have not held me in 26 days and I miss you. Oh. Cradle me against your chest like you used to, cascade waterfall hair down upon me, rain your breath inside the gentle curve of my lip, come kneel at my altar. You know I cannot worship without you, and I have been needing to speak to God for some time now. So suppress your tongue and pray in tongues with me. That glorious moan that escapes your throat whenever we are finished. Baby, don't say that we are finished. You threatened to leave me before, but you always come back. 15 pounds heavy, a rejection draped across your back, mountains of sorrow tucked into the bags beneath your eyes. Do not lie to yourself. The world will never see you like I see you to me. You dance across fluorescent lights, a rainbow, your corroding molars crack against your grandmother's ring and remind me of dawn breaking. Your fingernails scrape your esophagus, a masterpiece, and I keep pieces of you hidden beneath the rim of my feet. No one will ever love you like I love you. But the wallpaper whispers rumors that the mirror's been trying to catch your attention. I saw you stand naked before him for 10 minutes this morning. You're gonna tell me all of a sudden he makes you feel pretty. Bitch, I made you pretty and you ain't shit without me. Who taught you how to purge silently? Caught your mistakes when you gave in to temptation. You did not understand the beauty of collarbone, but I did, so I pushed you. Tell me, how good did size 3 feel wrapped around protruding hips? Try not to forget that I gave you all of this and swallowed your secrets for years. We both know you will come crawling back to me on bended knees to beg my forgiveness, and I will fuck you like I always have, slow and painful, but with purpose. I promise you will remember why you love me in the morning. Baby, I have been missing, watching you disappear.
Hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Make some noise for the poet out of Team D, Megan Rickman Blackwood. Yes, 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 yes. All right, all right, all right. From total score, actually, for our previous poet out of Team C was a 25.6.
Hi. 9.0.
All right, all right, all right.
9.5. Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got a lot of sound happening. Hold on.
9.6. Okay.
We got a lot of sound happening. We got a lot of sound happening.
You gonna mute or not?
I got
please mute your mic.
You know, I got co-hosts. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with a co-host. Just let me know if I got a co-host. You know what I'm saying? All right. So scores for our team D from lowest to highest. We have a 9.0, then we got a 9.5, a 9.6, a 9.6, and a 10. All right, all right, all right. Make some noise for the poet and not the score, y'all, and not the score. All right, y'all. So on deck is our first indie. On deck, our first indie poet. You are on deck. But coming up right now to finish off our second rotation, we got Team A sending a poet by the name of Tino to the virtual stage. Make some noise for the poet by the name of Tino.
Yeah.
We can hear you. Oh. Wait, you look frozen. Yeah, I think they froze. We got chants for Boo time. Where are our chants for Boo technology? You rat bastard, you're ruining it for everyone. Team A. Oh. Team A had gotten frozen out, but it's all good. They are coming back.
Hello? We're having technical difficulties.
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you. Let's make sure we can see you. We cannot see you. We cannot see you. Try turning the camera off, turn it back on. Zoom gonna stop hating, man. Zoom gonna get, y'all gonna get these fire palms, man. Zoom gonna stop hating on us. Check. While we waiting for them, while we doing all that, while we getting that together, make sure that then let me do some little quick plugs for Southern Fried 2021, our virtual edition. All right. If you have not yet gotten your festival tickets, all right, make sure you get your finals tickets. They are available for only $15 on the Southern Fried Poetry Slam website. Okay. I think, all right. So Team A, we see you. Let's make sure we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Perfect. There we go.
This
We
good?
are here. This is good.
Thank
All
you.
right. So let's start that again. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Show hella love in the chat. Show hella love all over the world for Team A, represented by Tino.
También de este lado hay sueños. On this side too, there are dreams. Janine Cummings. And so I should be able to put a brown face on the mask of an unnamed immigrant. And so I should be able to see my parents in her book, Call American Dirt, a true immigrant story, written by a white woman, a voice for the voiceless. Here is our white woman savior. Here is our writing galloping in to save the brown people, to upend the violence, conquer the bad hombres. Here, I ask her for a cut from her royalties to support my family, and she calls me ungrateful. 7-figure book deals and 69,000 kids in cages later, she's still comfortable. Uses the visa to unfurl the wall for herself. When I tell her she's profiting from a story that does not belong to her, she says that Latinos are a border, a product of the cartel, another El Dorado that is satiated with a proper pillage. I call her white noise, and she proceeds to create an abundance of static. She begins to sob and cry and say how sorry she is to bother to humanize. I mean, white women do. I tell her white women are synonymous with invasion to me, and she begins to cry more. All white women ever do is embellish a narrative and cry when they're caught liars. Says no one believes, no one wants to buy and support her work, but her audience is still buying it, are quick to comfort her and heckle me. I tell her I'm uncomfortable how quick she can make herself the victim. Like I haven't tried to cast my family as resilient, just for her to write them off as hopeless. And yes, I'm bitter. How all our stories survived because of us, handing down from generation to generation, just for her to call it anthropology. How she can say La Frontera, where her voice is the wall undocumented. People have to crawl over. How she can quote everything, and people believe it fell from her mouth first. También de este lado hay sueños. On this side too, there are dreams. Armando Ananis Puñuelo. Get it right, Janine. None of this work is yours. These aren't stories you can bleed dry. Feminism so American, it's new wave imperialism. White savior so well-meaning, I empty my pockets in exchange for someone else's trauma. She must think she's doing us some sort of favor. She must think we're incapable of escaping our own violence. No one is voiceless, Janine. Not the way you claim us to be, but you aren't interested in making yourself a platform for us. So fuck your book. Here is all the money given back to the rightful people that you made a profit off of. Here is me upending the violence and exiling you from our spaces and exposing you for what you are. Brown noise performing white face. White woman still colonizer. White woman still violent.
Hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise for Team A to finish off this second rotation. All right, total score for the previous poet was a 28.7. 28.7 total score for our previous poet. All right, all right, all right, all right. So let's go, let's go, let's go. I got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4. And I am waiting on Judge 5. All right, so scores for Tino representing Team A from lowest to highest. We have a 9.2, then we got a 9.3, a 9.4, a 9.6, and a 9.6. Make some noise for the poet and not the score. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. That is our second rotation coming to the end. Team C, you are on deck to start off the third round. But coming up right now, we have our first individual poet by the name of Honest John. Give it up for our first individual poet, Honest John, coming to the stage. Yes, yes.
Hey, check.
All right, you are good to go.
When I was a tweaker, I don't think I realized I was a tweaker. I always thought I was being followed. I thought my car was bugged. I thought I was a government experiment. I told my mother that she wasn't my real mother once. When I was a tweaker, I would steal from my mom. I would break into her house and take just enough for an 8-ball or just enough not to get noticed. When she asked about the small clock, I said, no, I didn't take it. That 16th lasted about 3 pipefuls. When I was a tweaker, I was a smoker. Unscrew a light bulb or a big Christmas light, knock out the filament, rinse it out, stick dope in bulb, straw in mouth, enjoy. When I was a tweaker, I treated my mom like shit. If you don't fucking give it to me, I'll just go out and rob somebody for it. She reached into her purse, grabbed a handful of bills, and threw them at me. I wonder what her employees thought as they were watching. I never called when I got arrested. She'd already told me she would never come bail me out. But she was at court, always picked me up when I got out. My mom. When I was a tweaker, I had a girlfriend named Cece, big Latina girl. She sold weed and speed. She had daughters. They stayed in the front while she dealt in the back. Cece and I fought a lot. She would get her re-up. I'd vanish for a few days. She would hunt me down. That was our vicious cycle. Get high, I leave, we fight. Sometimes the cops show up and right back to getting high. She once washed my clothes in broken glass. The last time I physically saw Cece was May 25th, 1995. When I stopped being a tweaker, my mother and I went to family therapy. That's where I learned that like and love are two different things when it comes to a mother and her son. When I stopped being a tweaker, I decided to drive to Beaumont, Texas, to see my biological father. I must have played that Pearl Jam 10 cassette 100 times traveling east on the 10. Then came Beaumont. What do I say? What do we talk about? Man, he looked old. He filled my head with all this shit. I called my mom to ask if it was all true. All I got was, who raised you? Click. My dad went to work the next morning. I packed my stuff and left. I wanted him to feel how I felt. When I stopped being a tweaker, I met a woman at AA picnic. She was an ex-tweaker like me. She had 5 kids. We moved in together, got married. Her tubes were tied. I eventually left. We still had sex from time to time. I remember the vice principal came to my class and told me she was dead. How was I going to raise 5 kids? When I stopped being a tweaker, I decided to go to college. I turned my addiction to speed into addiction to school. Thank God the Army was paying for me to go. The only teachers I remember are the ones that were different. The anthropology teacher that kept giving me my paper back. She was pushing me to be better, and I needed that. Didn't that commercial with the egg say drugs killed your brain cells? Remember that government experiment stuff I was telling you from earlier? When I became a teacher, I started at Carver Middle School. My only interview question was, when can you start? I learned quick, survival of the fittest. Fuck all the other teachers. Make sure you take care of yourself in your class. It really was an every man for themselves attitude there. I flourished in it. George Washington Carver was my training ground. I thought I would teach there forever. Forever lasted 15 years. When I was a teacher, I transferred to a new school. Goodbye, Vernon and McKinley. Hello, Florence and Gramercy Place. Woody's Barbecue, if you're looking for a reference point. Horace Mann, Tri-C CDS, another abandoned school the district no longer cared about, just like Carver. The smell, the dilapidation. Of course, my classroom would be out back in some bungalow. Carver had those too. That's where they put a teacher and the kids the other teachers couldn't handle. That way, if something goes wrong, they wouldn't have to see it or hear it. I knew the drill. This time it was different. I totally understood the situation. We were simpatico. I was with my own, the misfits, the unwanted, the court ordered, the fatherless, the ones that no one had time for. People just like me. Thank you.
Hey, all right. Give it up for our first indie poet, Honest John. Yes. Total score for our previous poet representing Team A, Tino, was a 28.3. 28.3. All right. Let's see the scores. I got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4, and got a 5. From lowest to highest, we have an 8.0. Then we have an 8.2, an 8.2, an 8.4, and an 8.9. Make some noise for the poet and not the score, y'all. Make some noise for the poet and not the score. All right, judges, let me check in with y'all. Usually we do a little break at this moment. Y'all feeling good? Y'all good? Anybody need a water break? Quick pee-pee break? Everybody's good? Awesome. All right, fantastic. All my poets, y'all good too? All my poets are good. Y'all don't have to say nothing. Y'all good. I know y'all good. I know y'all ready. All right. Then if everybody is good, then let's move into this third rotation, y'all. We're going to move right into this third rotation. Let's keep this train going, man. Y'all are doing beautiful. Everybody has been absolutely amazing. So On deck in this third rotation is Team D. You are on deck, Team D. But Team C, to start off the third round, it's sending up a poet by the name of J Love. Give it up for the poet by the name of J Love, representing Team C.
Hello.
All right, you're good to go.
And so I'm driving my 86 Buick. It was navy blue. The windows were down and the breeze was beating off my face like African Congos, fierce yet elegant. And the sun was bright and beautiful, like daylight piercing a dark room, lathering my melanin with its natural nutrients. And the water from the sprinklers must have enjoyed the breeze as well, because they seemed to ride the wind like parasails and splash against me like warm bath water. And my radio's as silent as calm seas under a starry night, so I can hear the children playing freeze tag in the distance, but not so distant that I don't know where base is. See, I'm still a kid at heart, and that makes it kind of hard to know how old I am, who I am, where am I, and who are these people, and what gives them the right, and what am I? Because this building makes me feel like I don't have any. I feel like a lab rat in a fishbowl. All they do is poke and watch and boss me around and treat me however they like, because they know I'll forget soon. Like, I'm the one with the ailment, but they need to be reminded I'm a person. Their white coats don't grant them immunity. Apparently, it's just for my protection. Protection from what? And what's wrong, and who's wrong is more right, and where have you hidden my life? Because it's about 7 faces in here, including my own, and I don't recognize any of them. Which one of you stole me my secrets, and where have you buried all my memories? This is the process to helping me remember, but remembering makes my head hurt. Is this the, oh, hey, my name is Alzheimer's, and despite the way it sounds, it's not spelled with the T. I know, crazy, right? Wait, how long have you been standing there? I'm sorry, I tend to ramble. Was I telling a story about driving in the Navy? Or maybe I was on my way to the Navy and it was cold, so the heat was blasting off my frostbitten fingertips like African Congos, fierce, but sort of soothing and elegant, and the sun hit my eyes like high to an added dangerous yet beautiful one, adjusted, and the snow was crashing against my windshield as silent as my radio, so I can hear the children sing. Oh, hey, did I have children? Where's my family? Did they call me Pop 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 Pop? Did they love me like I love their memory, or did they forget me like I did? I wonder if they forgive me for not remembering. I'm sorry, but truth be told, that's not even my real name. That's just what I read on top of my clipboard every morning. You tell me, what good is a man with no memories? I'm afraid to dream for fear I'll lose those two with what's left of reality, and nowadays reality is just a big headache. Oh, hey, wait, why's my face red? Was I crying? Did I cry for you? Look, I'm tired of meeting new people, and I'm tired of meeting new people again. I just want to drive with the people that know me, and we can sing and dance over the silence of the radio, but I think I lost my mind. I need my beat, so I plucked my scars trying to remember the tune I used to dance to. I remember dancing to a tune I plucked over my scars. I remember dancing, and I remember scars, but how did I get these scars? Did I fall while dancing? How far did I fall? Not far enough, because I remember that I can't remember. Not forget what I've forgotten while I'm trying to remember. My memories keep dancing away from me. That's gotta be bad omen. Maybe I wasn't very good. Maybe I don't want to remember. Maybe I need to try a little harder, but remembering makes my head hurt. Maybe I need to, oh, hey. My name is Alzheimer's, and despite the way it sounds, it's not spelled with the T. I know, crazy, right?
Hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for the poet representing Team C, J Love. All right. Total score for our previous poet after time penalty assessment. The total score came down to a 21.3, but make some noise for the poet and not the score. All right. Now, judges, all right, I see y'all dropping them scores already for Team C, for J Love. Got uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. All right. So from lowest to highest, we have a 7.8. And then we have an 8.0, an 8.5, an 8.6, and a 9.3. Make some noise for the poet and not for the score. All right. On deck is Team A. Team A, you are on deck. But Team D, who are you sending up? Team D, let me know who y'all are sending up. I don't have who y'all are sending up. but I know y'all sending up a poet to do poems. All right, we got a poet by the name of Cherie Hall. Cherie Hall, Cherie Hall, Cherie Hall, representing Team D. Make some noise for the poet coming up to the stage, y'all. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you perfect.
Deer don't get caught in the headlights because they're being standoffish or standing their ground or something. They're literally in a state of shock and don't know what's going on here. Their eyes aren't really able to process red and orange, which gives them both partial blindness and awesome night vision in the darkness. Their pupils dilate, spanning the entirety of their eyes, soaking in all the soft light they can so they can run and frolic all night long when those headlights come. Their fully dilated pupils aren't really able to accept more light, so they stand there, frozen, off until it's too late. Of course, the average onlooker doesn't know this, looking at this sacred creature with no patience, like, move, stupid deer, move. But no, they stay, become a suddenly stuck static statue fish, you're getting hit. And the average onlooker feels a combo pity and piss, like, how stupid can you be to just lay there and take the blow? But the deer didn't know this, couldn't see it coming. Prancing in the twilight twinkle, dancing before the dawn, happy and organic love language, shot by Cupid, pupils dilated wide open, head me wide open, running, trying to see the whole forest despite the trees. I wasn't being standoffish or nothing, just blindly in love. Couldn't see the red flags as I was frolicking through his meadows, where suddenly light escalated quickly. He flashed hot, bright, and I struck stuck, trying to figure out what's going on here. When those headlights came, I ain't quite know how to react. When presented with illuminated truth, I would have much rather retreat to the darkness, stay in the darkness, than to have a tarnished image of him burned into my retinas. His anger came at lightning speed, displaying his true character nature, no longer kindred spirit animal, but maniacal machine, crashing dome, bashing body, careening into everything I had built up inside myself, reckless. You would think he would at least pump his brakes or swerve to avoid contact. It was as if I wasn't even a living creature in his malevolence, and he just kept coming and coming and coming. And as I lay here at this fork in the road, unable to process stay or go, wondering if I bleed internal, black eye, bloody mouth fractured, having an out-of-body experience split, looking down at my battered self, thinking how stupid can you be to just lay there and take a blow after blow, feeling a combo pity and piss, saying, move, stupid dear, sweet, sacred self, girl, get out, move.
Hey, hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for the poet representing Team. Boom, there we go. Now I'm unmuted. Now I'm unmuted. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Make some noise for the poet representing Team D, y'all. Give it up, give it up, give it up. That was Cherie Hall. All right, total score for our previous poet, J Love, was a 25.1, 25.1. All right, judges, let's see them scores. We got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4, and 5. Beautiful. From lowest to highest, we have an 8.7. And then we have a 9.0, a 9.5, a 9.7, and a 9.8. Beautiful. Make some noise for the poet and not the score, y'all. Yes, 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 yes. All right. On deck is Team B. Team B, you are on deck. But coming up right now, representing Team A, give it up for the poet by the name of Damani. Give it up for the poet by the name of Damani, representing Team A.
Can you hear me?
Yes, looking good, sounding good.
The magical Negro tries to save the Black American from America. I heard the wind water during Katrina and haven't stopped listening since. Pay attention to these howling winds.
Beware these dark waters, these teeth of God flesh that will gum a city whole. These ancestral stories tell me there are bodies here, the kind that force love into a person like you might jam a bouquet through a grenade pin. I'm offering protection. May any hooded men die before they meet you. May any weapon formed be your friend. May the sameness between violence and privilege show. May the difference between family and corporation be exposed. What? You don't believe in good juju? In red beans and black-eyed peas and greens, the way they cheer round rice like a homecoming? You of railroad veins, industrial blood. Let me remind you how you got here. 2 love songs started at the same millisecond and were okay with silence after. A man-made weapon of earth. After another man stole that weapon and swung a line deep into soil, we called it a border. Economics called it a trade route. The English alphabet can only make words of logic. I've never heard a more boring language. When you suck the feeling out, I guess talking becomes another way to kill. You of plastic mouth, fake promises and toxin. Aw, sad Atlantic story. The Black American can't find his way home. I'm offering a travel guide. That's how we transcend Atlantic. America is all concrete and preservatives. To be Black and separate from nature is to be Black and always searching. Not everything earthbound is trying to kill you. Here's a warning. Any geography that has you in chains is not to be trusted. You call me magical Negro, but we know what English does to a name. I know citizen only means something when the US calls you family to justify non-consent. American is a placeholder in someone else's nightmare. A contrapuntal is a form that can be read 2 ways, left, right, and together. The magical Negro writes a contrapuntal for the Black American. Left, jazz American, red line American, gap teeth American, shea butter American, coconut oil proverb American. Right side, accomplice, angry, invasion, manifest destiny is a genderless costume. My mama warned me about you. A contrapuntal for the Black American. Jazz accomplice, red line angry, gap teeth invasion, shea butter manifest destiny is a genderless costume. Coconut oil proverb. My mama warned me about you. Thank you.
All right. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up. Make some noise for the poet Damani representing Team A. All right, total score for our previous poet representing Team D, Cherie Hall, was a 28.2. All right, my judge are dropping them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a quick 5. Love it. From lowest to highest, we have an 8.9. Then we have another 8.9. Then we have a 9.0, a 9.3, and a 9.3. Make some noise for the poet and not for the score. All right, on deck is our second indie poet. You are on deck, but coming up right now, representing Team B, they are sending up a group piece. Give it up for the group piece from Team B.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Easy steps to break her heart. 1.
Show her love. Show her affection like she's never felt before. Let the sound of your name not just bring butterflies to her stomach. Let it form eagles that come in her chest wanting to escape her heart.
But it's too big to be kept ripped in a cage. 2. Become her world. Let her feel like when you are not around, she's left hanging in space with no earth to land her feet on. Become her sun, the heavenly body she revolves around. And when that gets too hot, become her moon. Turn down the heat and the light. Believe her, a glimmer, a shimmer, something to hold on to make her feel grounded. 3.
Become her joy. For there are people in love and on this earth that still feel pain. Become the reason behind her smile. The reason she laughs out in public only by just thinking of you. Become the reason she's called crazy
or feels crazy.
4.
Always be there. in light and in darkness, in health and in sickness. And even in her period when she's hella annoying, still be there. Let her feel your breath on her face while she sleeps, and your heartbeat become her favorite tune. 5, without reason or any explanation. Please.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. Give it up for the team B with the group P's. Yes, 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 yes. Total score for our previous poet representing team A was a 27.2. 27.2. All right, all right. Judges, let's see it for the group P's for team B. Got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4, and got 5. From lowest to highest, we have an 8.0. Then we have an 8.4, an 8.5, an 8.8, and an 8.9. Make some noise for the poets and not for the score, y'all. Yes, 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 yes. All right, that was the end of our third rotation. On deck is rotation 4 with team D that's going to start it off. But right now, we have our second indie poet by the name of Gwen C. Gwen C coming to that virtual Southern Fried stage. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
Mic check, hello?
Yes, we can hear you perfect.
I predict not all my ancestors were racist. Either way, I am not their voice nor their thoughts. I be not they, I be not they. I predict lies, audacity to claim truth, make stories better. So does color, purple passion. When red and blue sides of politics finally mesh and make sense, that's power for the people. Golden years, those who raised us mustn't be taken for granted. Ensuring they're cared for instead of taken advantage of is our superpower. Be king. Little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls, or black men and black women will be able to join hands with white men and white women without others or social media's opinions, as in ignorance. Red tape be destroyed. White murderers, even if uniform blue, get convicted and sentenced, and then black lives finally do matter. Respect what I say, regardless of my complexion, I've earned it. Mean or my work are green, it's my logo because it's my favorite. Been planting seeds for a dirty 30, I done did 3 dimes silver. Sometimes I get too down in the weeds, but you ain't gotta worry about keeping your grass cut low with me. I don't miss. I predict I will kill you with ink because what I write rattles, jars people from comfort now they can't stand me, not knowing I bring the table to offer them a damn seat. I predict someone who remembers my poems loves the soul inside I, which wasn't intended to be mine. I predict plague isn't the disease, it's people refusing to fight it. Instead, for their precious freedoms like dining and haircuts, they riot. We be better when we give into and learn from our demons. I predict thieves need it more than I, you, or we combine. I predict Black patients get treated, but different. I predict like dried canal, poetry can take us to nowhere and not bring us back. Birth doesn't matter, neither does death, but my 3 biracial sons and all who look like them matter from birth to death, even when folk try to make them feel like they don't. I predict Nike made billions off Black athletes, but I'm thankful they paid Cap after he need, because more role model activists is what the world needs, heroes and sheroes. I predict time is non-existent. Old white male poets who I don't know probably paved the way for me, yet what I spit, they might consider me spitting on their graves. I predict in this world, Southern Fried be the most influential place. Depression keeps me thriving. Some folk love what I write, but hate it because I'm white. For some, this point need be read between the lines. I predict I am not Black girl magic, but will be her assistant. Hocus pocus, I want to see her levitate too. Abracadabra, I am Libra, whose wine is pen, which means I am poetic justice. I am not scales nor buttons, so don't push. I am denim and blue bonnets. I run smears onto earth. I am the athlete. I can lose track of time, rewind, be a boy, rainbow, bend, change a trajectory. I've never been shell for woman of which folk chose to connoisseur. I've never been connoisseur of coloring within lines.
All right, all right, all right. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for the poet, give it up for the poet, give it up for our indie poet, Gwen C. All right, total score for our previous poet, Team B's group piece actually, was a 25.7, 25.7. All right, all right. Judges, let's see them scores. Got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4, and got 5. So from lowest to highest, we have a 7.2. Then we have a 7.5. Then we have an 8.6, an 8.7, and a 9.0. Make some noise for the poet and not for that score. All right, let's get into this last round of Bout 17. Last round of Bout 17, y'all. Okay, so on deck is Team A. On deck is Team A. But Team D, who are you sending up? Team D, who you sending up? Team D, who are you sending up? Team D, who are you sending up? They sending up a poet by the name of Breeze. Give it up for the poet representing Team D.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hear you perfect.
She colonized my inbox to white explain her version of unity to me. And with all the audacity and her caucasity, thought it was cool for her to be asking me, why is there a need for a Black History Month? I mean, it feels so divisive. And I understand your issue with this kind of exclusion. See, when the world usually revolves around you, it might be hard for you to understand why we would think our own space is beautiful. You're probably tired. Scrubbing our blood off of your roots might be a tedious exercise, especially when whitewashing usually cleans your prints off of history pretty easily. I imagine this being something hard for you to swallow without causing cotton mouth. How you had to have the digestive system of a Middle Passage to gulp down a genocide without burping up bones. But I see you as a starving soul, desperate for someone to understand your kind of diet. How we don't really go down well with your white wines. It's why you always try to devour us in small and bland and appropriation rations. Dr. King's speeches and sit-ins, Rosa Parks and peaceful protest. How these well-done versions cook out all the flavor in the meat because the rare truth be too bloody for you. And you didn't order that kind of ugly with your innocence, did you? See, the taste of Gabriel's conspiracy, smothered in the Stono rebellion, served to you in a bed of Nat Turner's revolt, might be too spicy for you. Might burn like June 1st, 1921, Black Wall Street going down, doesn't it? See, when your heritage chefed up the enslavement of an entire race, I bet a month long of force feeding you our triumphs despite unsettles your stomach. Probably smells like chitlins and failure. Probably tastes like Jim Crow fried hard with a large helping of we shall overcome, sticking to your ribs like soul food. And you know, I get it. The agony of trying to pick the prettiest parts of our history from between your teeth. The exhaustion of carrying around the kind of privilege that allows you to ask why we need a Black History Month, but not ask why the fuck we need a Columbus Day. Dear you, I cupped my hands, collected a palms full of white tears and drank, and I get it now. How February might start to feel like October to you. How Halloween might not be as fun when the ghost stories aren't fictitious. Might feel like a month-long trial and your privilege can't testify away the guilt in your veins when you come from a long bloodline of murder weapons. Yeah, I know. It's like hard being white in America, especially in February. I'm so sorry anything exists to make your life harder than it already is, but I have a solution. I know exactly what you need. You need to get the fuck out my inbox.
Hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for the poet representing Team D, Breeze, the poet. All right, total score for our previous indie poet, Gwen C, was a 24.8, 24.8. All right, judges, let's see them scores for Breeze. I like this, the poet. I got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4, and waiting on number 5. From Judge. All right, boom, got them all. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so from lowest, oh wait, no, I don't got them all. I got, oh wait, yes I did. It was a lot of words and then it was the score. There you go. Okay, that's why I couldn't see it. All right, cool. From lowest to highest, we have a 9.0. Then we got a 9.2, a 9.4, a 9.4, and a 10 for the poet. Give it up for the poet and not the score, y'all. Give it up for the poet and not the score. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. On deck is Team B. Team B, you are on deck. But coming up right now is Team A with a poet by the name of Reggie Edmonds. Give it up for the poet by the name of Reggie Edmonds, y'all. Give it up, give it up, give it up.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
God reinvents the gold chain circa 2019. Last night, before bed, a nigga in the hood got down on his knees and prayed to me for a noose that would look pretty against the black of his neck before the night swallowed him into a sleep so deep, I could barely tell he was breathing. Afterwards, I melted down the stars until I could work them into the tiniest ovals, hammered a galaxy's worth together until each ringlet became a prayer that unraveled itself into an infinity of hands grasping another infinity of hands until they both became something bigger than depression. A chain is a flexible series of interconnected metal links used for fastening and securing objects, and gold is a precious metal so shiny I have watched niggas kill each other just to see whose blood will look prettier because of it. Truth be told, every star in the night sky is the ghost of a black boy who called out to me and got exactly the death he was looking for. So every chain in the hood got a Bible's worth of prayer, a litany of dead names holding hands until they become a Mobius of suns fastening a black boy earthbound. Don't you dare ask me to call you home in the dead of night when I can give you all that shines in the dark blue sky, boy. There are days where your ass glows sunlight yellow, where you smile supernova hot. Do you expect me to braid that kind of flaming joy into a slipknot death? I can make the cool metal of a chain link fence feel more comfortable against your skin than any twisted cord. So let me sing into your ear while you sleep. Let me give you a sunrise hymn. And if you must be drenched in blood, let it flow from my own veins. Let me pour a gold chain around your neck, each ringlet, an infinity of hope, grasping another infinity of hope until they both become a bigger prayer of please, stay alive, please, stay alive, please, stay here, alive, at least until the morning comes. And when you wake up, look in the mirror, see yourself draped in celestial light, dripping and fly as fuck. When they ask you what happened here, you tell them that you found God in the light of a golden pendant reflected in the warmth of your own body. You tell them that God is out here giving out ropes to something a nigga ain't even got to choke on. Thank you.
Hey, hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for the poet representing Team A, Reggie Edmonds. All right, total score for our previous poet, Breeze, representing Team D, was a 28 even, 28 even. All right, judges, let's see them scores. For Reggie Edmonds, I got boom, 1 score, boom, 2 scores, boom, 3 scores, boom, 4 scores, and we got a freaking score number 5. Perfect. All right. So from lowest to highest, we have a 9.0. Then we have another 9.0. Then we got a 9.3. And then we got a 10. And then we got a 10. Make some noise for the poets and not for the score, y'all. Give it up, give it up, give it up. All right, all right, all right. On deck is Team C to close out this entire bout. But coming up right now, Team B, who are you sending up? But what poems are you sending up?
Jewel King. Jewel.
All right, Jewel King. Give it up, give it up, give it up. Give it up for Jewel King. Coming to the stage, coming to our virtual stage.
Okay.
Yep, you're good.
They said, make America greater than Britain. Then I told them to make Africa greater than the world. Yes, we can, but to them, the African can't. In their mind's eye, we've been enclosed in a can of trash. So to them, the only occupation fit for us is a janitor. And we took that job in good faith. So if you realize Black Obama never painted the White House black, he kept the place clean. So what is crime? You called him a sellout, but now you need to pay the price for trampling upon his name. And my problem is anytime they see the word black, they drop the beat and tell us we lack. It's a clash of the Titan's neck. When would these slave ships experience shipwreck like the Titanic? Because through these slave ships, they came from every sex. It didn't matter whether you were male or female, and it's more scary when you are male and I'm male. Never have I seen a black envelope in my life. So tell me what's black male? Well, the black boy is the black male, the white male is black male. Made us still on slave ships, worked for them for years, but never counted tips. Stripped us off every right, but while naked we won championships. Mr. Charles, when the black male is on top of the black female, is that a Big Bang theory? Some funny philosophies. We didn't evolve from apes. We knew how to make babies. It's seaside over suicide, but we were forced to choose suicide over seaside when bad news hangs around the brother's neck. That's suicide. Shackles on our feet while we bleed. We don't know defeat, but what defeat? When 3 men are coming against 1 man, that's 6 feet. Without coffins, we got buried underneath. But what's the price for free? I mean, the price for free, can we pay that fee? Because the fact that freedom starts with free doesn't mean freedom was gained for free. Nah, we died for freedom. This message is for the kings in the kingdom. Why have you got freedom but not freedom of speech? Why have you got freedom of speech but we can't speak? You all king speaks. Drop the S of the speak. I'm on my pick with this message. This isn't the time to be idle, please. No man is an island. Madagascar is the island, but Madagascar left us on a brother, man. Funny how we've got every natural resource. The only natural resource we haven't discovered yet is the brain, but that's the real source of wisdom to rule a kingdom. Free slaves. Funny how we are free but slaves. Free slaves. Funny how we were free just to be enslaved. Free slaves. I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more only if they knew they were slaves.
Hey, hey, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up for Team B, represented by Jewel King. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Total score for our previous poet representing Team A was a 28.3. 28.3. Judges, let's see them scores. I got 1, got 2, got 3, got 4, and got 5. Beautiful. Y'all are amazing judges. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So from lowest to highest, we have an 8.8. Then we got an 8.9, then we got a 9.0, a 9.0, and a 9.4. Make some noise for the poet and not the score, y'all. Make some noise, make some noise.
8.8.
All right, all right, all right. To finish off.
Just a moment, before we move on, a couple of things. Yes. Sarah, we cannot see you. Just want to make sure you're still with us.
Yep, Sarah.
It's just that if you lean back too far, the background.
Yeah.
Push out. You can remove the background if you need to. I just want to make sure you're still with us. And then Ihalakasa, it does look like your device is about to die, so just be aware of that because I need you to still be here when we sign off at the end of the bout.
Yes, 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 yes. All right, beautiful. Thank you, Bout Manager. Everybody say thank you, Bout Manager. Beautiful.
Thank you, Bout Manager.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, to finish off this bout 17, y'all, this is our last team, Team C, Team C, Team C. They are sending up a poet by the name of Just Rich, Just Rich. Give it up for the poet representing Team C, y'all, coming to the Southern Fried virtual stage.
Hello.
Yep, you are good to go.
Did we notice headlines of a bomb exploding? Did we heed warnings of massacres, or are we arguing about business that does not pay us? nothing but our attention. Meanwhile, we're attracted to likes and addicted to mentions. Meanwhile, some things go unmentioned. Like, did we notice what the POTUS posted about stimulus checks and how the poverty line is long, but some Americans will still be in debt? Meanwhile, most just trying to get into a clubhouse because COVID had us with no place to club. Now, I mean, we getting social, right? Enough police caught on video, give you the evidence to know you're right. But if you left on timelines, where it seems like people don't have guidelines, you know, when toxic these comments and stuff, a whole lot of nonsense, penny for my thoughts, dropping dimes, I need that money back, run me that nonsense. Did we notice that during the raid of the Capitol, that people posted about the Capitol, but they forgot to put the Capitol into Capitol? The truth lies on the internet, but we trying to figure out what's factual or actual. I mean, did you notice that American will stay in debt? And that when people only betting off of that Bitcoin, they couldn't tell if it was real, they reached into their pocket and simply Bitcoin. Therefore, cryptocurrency will always be a false prophet, led by a false prophet. Millions of jobs, but yet millions are jobless, forbidden fruits of apples, and we wonder who Steve Jobs is. I mean, did we notice the countdown from the clocks, kids? I mean, I saw it. It was going TikTok, but y'all was too busy watching TikTok vids. I mean, it's funny how screensavers can become hypnotized, watching it on their bed as they lay. It seems like they internalize. I mean, the revolution will not be televised on any device. Don't follow my advice. I mean, just breathe. Police knees on back. Please remember to breathe. My Apple Watch been telling me just to breathe, and you could see this news. I mean, isn't it funny? Did you notice that some news will never be on the news? How chief an editor, he gets to sit back and choose what type of politicians or what scandals get viewed. I mean, fuck you, Fox 2, for those picture perfect images and all those run around scrimmages and those brand ambassadors and celebrities that get paid in percentages just because concentration camps nowadays are funded by big businesses. Tell me that you noticed that. I mean, tell me that you noticed that. Some people couldn't get their focus back. This is magic. Hocus pocus black. I mean, all of that. Tell me that you kept your focus. But during all of that, please tell me, what did you notice?
Hey, hey, give it up, 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 give it up for the poet out of Team C, Just Rich, Just Rich. All right, all right, all right. Total score for our previous poet representing Team B was a 26.9, 26.9. All right, judges, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we got that 5. So from lowest to highest, we have an 8.5. Then we have a 9.0, a 9.1, a 9.3, and a 9.4. Make some noise for the poet, Just Rich, and not the score. All right, that is the end of this bout. That is the end of this bout. All of my teams, y'all can get off mute. Y'all can turn up. Y'all can show love. Please show love. Absolutely. Clap it up for everybody that has performed today. Yes, yes, yes. Beep, 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 beep. Don DeMarco. Don DeMarco. Yes, 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 yes. Now I can talk, you know what I'm saying? But I saw Accra, Ghana in the building. You know what I'm saying? I saw how Jewel was hitting the battle raps with it. That was lovely. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? St. Louis came through. Y'all was killing it. You know what I'm saying? Writers Den came through. You know what I'm saying? 2
Writers
up, 2
Den.
down. Yes, 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 yes. And of course, FDK Berkeley Slam was in the building, man. Giving us bars, man. And we made it through all the technical difficulties and everything else. Thank y'all for being patient. Shout out to everybody in the world that's also watching right now. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for supporting. Please make sure y'all support these poets. Support Southern Fried. Make sure you get your tickets for Final Stage if you haven't yet. Or join us in the Echo to hang out with the poets and all the peoples and such and have a good time with us. Yes, 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 yes. Shout out to all my judges. Please, let's clap it up for our judges. Thank y'all so much, judges. We could not do this without y'all. Shout out to all of my judges. Yes, 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 yes. Shout out to our bout manager. Yes, yes. Sarah, another Sarah in the building. Shout out to our bout manager. Shout out to our tech manager, Shadow, in the building, making it happen. Shout out to our scorekeeper and our timekeeper, Johnny Jones and Adam. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the whole Southern Fry family and everybody that's making this happen. And thank y'all. Thank y'all for the shout outs, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all, man. Y'all are beautiful. All right. Let's read these final scores, these final scores, these final scores. All right, drum roll, please. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. All right, with a 101.7. Give it up. Coming up in fourth place for Team B, aka Team A Halakasa. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. Yes, yes, yes,
Let's
yes.
go, poet.
Let's go. Yes, 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 yes. All right, drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. With a 105.4. Give it up for Team C, the St. Louis Poetry Slam. Herb. Yes, yes. We see y'all. We see y'all. All right, all right, all right. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll with a 108.4. Give it up for Team A, aka FDK. Berkeley in the
Thank y'all.
building.
Y'all done
Berkeley in the
amazing.
building. Yes, 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 yes. Which means with a 113.9 coming in first, win this round. Give it up for Team D, aka the Writers Den.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Them
boys got them pins, Jesus Christ.
Yes, yes. 2 up, 2 down in the building. 2 up, 2 down in the building. And then, of course, we got our indie poets, y'all. We got our indie poets. All right. And who came in first between our indie poets? All right. We got first Honest John. Honest John, that took the 2. Make some noise for Honest John. And then Gwen C, that took the 1 for our indie poets in these bouts. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! All right, all right. That is the end of this bout. Shout out to everybody. Judges, y'all are free to go. Thank y'all so much again. But all of our poets, please make sure y'all stay behind as we do our final tallying and confirmation of all
Shout
of
out
the
to the
things.
host.
Shout out to the host, Pages.
Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much.
FPK second bout with you. You've been amazing, bro.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, man. Y'all have been beautiful. Thank you. All right, this is another edition of Southern Fried Poetry Slam, the virtual edition. Thank y'all so much. We